Hi there, Mike here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to set up your new GA-250 Gyro. I'm going to be doing this on the Blade 400 3D helicopter. The first step is to set up your gyro on your helicopter. Place your foam mounts on top like this with your metal pad and then your final white sticky pad, and mount the gyro like so. This will prevent any excess vibration getting to the gyro and improve its overall performance. Next thing you want to do is to take your tail servo and plug it directly into your receiver channel. This is the channel where you'd normally plug in your gyro power. This can be a fiddly job. Be careful not to bend any of the pins on your receiver. Okay, once you've done that, you now want to power up your helicopter, making sure that throttle holds on or your ESC is unplugged from your motor. Okay, now that your helicopter's powered up, you can now efficiently change the position of your rudder servo horn. If it's not centered, now's the time to do so. This way is the best way I find to do it, because when it's plugged into the gyro, the slightest movement in the helicopter, the gyro is trying to counteract it, and that way you never get a true centered effect on your servo. So if you do this, it's quick, it's easy, and as you can see, my servo is well centered here. Okay, so now on to step 2. Okay, to start off step 2, you will need to power off your helicopter and plug in the gyro accordingly on the receiver. At this point, do not plug in your tail servo, leave that unplugged, because what we're going to do now is program the gyro for your tail servo. On this particular gyro, the red plug there is the gain channel, so it's quite easily identified. Okay, now for step 2. You will need to select the type of tail servo that you're going to be using in order for the gyro to perform best. So what you need to do now is, like said before, make sure that only the gyro is plugged in to the receiver and the tail servo is left disconnected. Now switch on your transmitter, put on throttle hold and power on the helicopter. You will see these blue lights flashing. What I did there was I flicked my gyro sensitivity switch up and down 3 times quickly. You'll now see the gyro flashing 5 times. This indicates that it is in default mode. You can select, depending on your tail servo, there's 5 different modes, various different brands of servos in each mode. I would recommend checking on Google exactly the hertz rate of your servo to get it spot on. My servo, I'm using the high-tech Metal Gear HSG 5084 digital gyro, digital servo, and it works fine in default mode. So as it comes, the gyro will be in default mode and flashing red 5 times. Now simply remove the power from your helicopter. Okay, now for step 3, we're going to set the gyro to operate in either normal or reverse mode. To do this, you now need to connect your tail servo. Connect the wires so that the green is going to the yellow, depending on your servo, or the black going to the brown coming from the gyro itself. Now you must power on your helicopter, and using the same method as before, we're going to activate the gyro into settings mode. To activate the gyro direction mode and setup mode, you will need to power on your helicopter, and while the gyro is flashing quickly blue, you will need to give right or left stick on your rudder and flick your gyro switch 3 times quickly. Okay, once you've done that with your transmitter, the gyro should be lit up like this. Red on one side, blue on the other. Now let go of your rudder stick and let it centre. You will now see a series of flashing lights on the gyro. Flashing blue ones and red ones indicates that the gyro is in normal mode. Now you need to test to see if this is okay. On my blade it's okay, normal mode's working fine, it's in the right direction, so I'll not need to change that. Now what you need to do is to set your high and low endpoints for your servo. To do that, simply flick the gyro switch once. You will now see that the rudder is moved to one extreme. You can now adjust this using the rudder stick on your transmitter. It's maybe hard to see, but I'm moving the stick and it's reducing the endpoints. So you want to get your endpoints to give you maximum travel on your rudder without the gyro pushing on the rod, so you want to get it so it's about there. That seems okay. Now to set your the next will be the high end. Flick it again once and it changes over. Same again, this one's set up perfectly. So that is basically how to quickly set up the gyro. Now what you need to do is exit setup mode by flicking the gyro switch 3 times, and your gyro is now ready to use and set up. Okay, I hope this helps everybody.